Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So, man, that eclipse last night. That eclipse last night was hell of a, you're so fine. Woo! All right. Anywho, I'm here to do a reading for you guys. Sorry it took me all effing day to get my act together. Anyways, if you'd like to learn how to work energy the way I do, or learn something about your power and your potential, go check it out. My academy is k33academy.com/store, and you can see all my workshops and learning opportunities there. Speaking of opportunities, I asked what this reading was going to be about, and what I heard is watching and waiting for the perfect opportunity. All right. Let's do this, you guys. I better hurry up because, what's up? What's up, Fanny? Tell me what's up. Tell me. Type faster. All right. You got a new job? You got a new job? Congratulations, Fanny. Oh, you work out of school? What do you do there? Okay, let me I'm sorry, baby. I gotta refocus. I'm so sorry, baby boo. Okay. I'm going to try and make this as efficient as possible. Impossible. Woo! Okay, you guys, because I'm the queen of improper management and hyperfixation, I am going to go ahead and I'm going to set a timer. Let's see. 30 minutes. And I don't want to hear nothing from no one about, oh, just do it organic. This is organic. Impossible. We already know. Es muy imposible. I'm saying. All right. Let's, I don't know why you said that so aggressive. All right. Okay. For real. Let's get started. Here goes. Watching and waiting for the perfect opportunity. So someone's watching and waiting for a perfect opportunity. Is it you? Is it someone else? We're going to see. So we had eclipse last night, and there were a lot of like really intense frequencies, very, very intense. And those frequencies were creating a balance for you. Right? I know. It might not feel like it. It might feel like maybe those frequencies were, trying to probe you. Focus. What the hell, girl? Focus. It's been a long day. Okay. So balance. We're trying to reestablish balance. And I think that's what's happening, right? Winter. Okay. I'm just going to go with the flow. I'm not even going to think about what the heck. We're going to do elven ears. I'm not even going to think about the message. I'm just going to let the message come out and just come out. Okay. So there's a balance that was trying to be reestablished last night. And that balance has left someone feeling very much out in the cold because they're feeling, I don't think it's something you did. I think they're realizing how far removed they've become and they don't like it. They want to be closer to you, right? I'm hoping this is not someone toxic for you, because I'm telling you, I wish a mofo would leave me alone. That's what I wish. I wish a mofo would leave me alone. Um, mm, it feels like it's someone who's just really hyperfixated on this realization that they've just come to, this realization of how frigid they feel in your absence, right? There's something going on, and it's causing an intensification. It's definitely causing an intensification. And then here's the rebirth card, but it's in reverse. So it's kind of like, are they trying to crawl back up? I'm saying. I'm wondering if the rebirth card in reverse is talking about this desire to return back to the point of origination. I don't know. You got someone all bent out of shape. That's the bottom line. You got someone bent all the way F out of shape. They're upside down in their feelings and their perceptions. It's like this watching and waiting for the perfect opportunity. Ooh, I'm getting a message that you are their dream person. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. You're their dream person, and Michael says recalibrate your attitude. There's nothing wrong with my attitude. He says there's about to be. Stop listening to my thoughts. That's not funny. He's aware that I'm about to say something snarky. Okay. Someone's super upside down in their feelings. They're super duper upside down. And I think a lot of what's happening has to do with this realization. Like, they're really coming to this realization that they just did not think through. I mean, what can we say? We're fabulous. It's too funny. What? Y'all are fabulous. Hand fasting union. So it's almost like a three-legged race, except it's with the hands, right? And you're not racing. It's like this thing of your hands, your wrists are bound together, and there's something that needs to be created, and it's going to require cooperation. Cooperation to you, cooperation for you. You guys got to cooperate. Ain't nobody gonna get their way. Ew. No one's getting their way. Um, okay. This is the lyric to this one song that I have like been listening to for years now. I don't listen to it every day, but I've been listening to it for a while. Okay. It's by Laneshka. Okay. The song is I Want to Love You. I don't blame you. Okay, I'll stop. The lyrics say, "You've never been the one to be, the one to wear what you feel on your sleeve. If I'm the same, then how could we get to the place we both know where we need to be?" So, this has a lot to do with, everyone that's involved in the situation really not getting their way. I don't know why that cracks me up, but it has to do with that. Like, y'all are not going to get your way. They're not getting their way. You're not getting your way. No one's getting their way. Masochistic, sadistic mind. I don't know. I'm kind of just I'm of the mindset of like we could totally hurt together. you know? Um yeah, there's going to be some shifts that occur that will cause everyone that's involved in this to be pushed out of their comfort zone. You're not going to be allowed to continue with the same behavioral pattern. We're on a timer. We're on a timer. You're not imagining this. That's the reality of what's happening. You're not imagining this. Okay? You're for whoever this reading is going to apply to, whoever it's resonating, um you're being told straight up like you're not going to get your way. You're not going to be able to dig your heels in and wait it out and it's no longer it's no longer going to be this thing of like who's going to win this game of I don't know whatever game y'all are playing with each other, but you're both not going to win. It's a stalemate, and the sense is that soul is going to both your souls is going to force you forward. Both your souls is going to force you forward. They're adamant. Homeland foundation, and this is going to be the start of the foundation of something. There's work that's needing to be done between you and another person, and it's important work. So there's no more there's no more delays. I You are just so domineering right now, Michael. I was about to say something, and Michael goes, "Don't say that." How do you even know what I was gonna say? Okay. So someone just sees so much beauty in you, and it's like they're accepting that this might not necessarily tap into a romantic love. Well, good. 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 Oh, Lord. So the message that I just got was that I misunderstood what it means. So, what the card means is that they recognize that you probably will not agree to a romantic love, and they're willing to go ahead and just accept that. But see, here's the thing. Where's the card? Where are you, you mofo? This mofo right here that comes up every mother effing reading. I bet you if I took this card out, the death show up in a reading. I'm sure of it. See, look, mofo's upside down. Romantic love is upside down. That means they accept that you might not be willing to have a romantic connection, but they will always desire that from you. They'll desire that from you very quietly because they're subtle. They are though. They're subtle. They are. They're subtle. They know how to, be very, very just subtle. I'm not subtle. I'm blunt. I'm so blunt. You could roll me up and smoke me. No, not really. But beauty. They just they see the beauty in you. They think everything about you is just so beautiful. The way you conduct yourself, um, your intelligence, the way you flow through. um, I'm blushing because you keep saying, "Why are you blushing?" That's why I'm blushing, because you said that. They just they everything about you is, amazing to them. Everything about you is amazing to them. Okay? So, you need to begin seeing this as an alliance that's needing to be formed. You need to begin seeing this as an alliance needing to be formed, because it really is. It's an alliance. Ooh, experience in reverse. Oh, they're very much experienced. Um, they're very oh, happy day. Thank you, Chris Hill. Oh, okay. Can someone just sedate me, please? 'Cause this is too much. They have a lot of experience. They, I guess you could say, they have learned what to do and not do when it comes to you. You know what I'm saying? They've learned. So, I don't think this is going to be an issue. Um, what? Oh, okay. Well, thank you, Hugo. um so they've experienced all sorts of different moods and cycles from you, or they've witnessed it, and so they've learned. I'm assuming this is someone who's been observing you or who already knows you, um, for quite some time now. You know, truth in reverse. Someone's lying to themselves. I don't know who. It could be you lying to yourself about how you feel. It could be them lying to themselves about how they're willing to accept that you don't want anything romantic as long as they're able to just kind of be in proximity to you. I don't know. All I got to say is Jesus don't like liars. Jesus doesn't like liars. As my auntie used to tell her children, my cousins, liars go to hell. It's just like, oh shit. My cousins are being condemned. She wouldn't say it sweet like that. I was just like, oh shit. Cousin, you're about to go to hell. Behave. Oh shit. I just didn't want anyone to go to hell. I was just like, you gotta behave. You gotta behave. Okay. Intuition. So, the intuition is upside down. I don't know if the intuition is upside down for you or if it's upside down for them. Um, there's like something that's not being noticed. Like soul is communicating something, and it's not you, Marlene. She's clearing her throat. It's not you. It's not. Please don't join the convo. Michael's already all up in my sphincter tonight. He's already all up in there. There's no space for you there. Something with intuition. 18, receiving threefold, right? 3 times 6 is 18. Doubled God, doubled creation. Ooh, okay. Here's the thing. So number 18, right? What are some of the ways that you can get 18? Well, 1 plus 8 is 9. So you double 9, you get 18. Okay, so now I'm just doing some mental mathematical gymnastics. It's like the both of you don't realize you're being placed in a space of creative control, meaning, although this is a Palladorian contract type thing, what's happening and the way it will be experienced, the way that connection will be formed or reforged, um, it's up to you guys. And I don't mind me, I'm ovulating. Okay, card number 8, choices. There are choices needing to be made. Card number 4, believe. You have to believe in what you're creating. You have to believe wholeheartedly that you have the capacity to create, because you actually do. Um, and I think as this is going to, accelerate in its progression, you're going to begin to feel very grateful to have the ability to kind of steer yourself, right? Steer yourself, steer your ship, commandeer the ship. If someone's trying to commandeer your ship, that's not good. Hold on. Give me 1 second, guys. Define commandeer. All right. All right. Officially take possession or control of something, especially for military purpose. Take away, requisition, seize. Take possession of something without authority. Enlist someone to help in a task, typically against the person's will. All right. Someone is trying to commandeer something. This is, ooh, you know what's happening? So now I don't want to mess around anymore. This is serious. So there is an individual who is like your divine counterpart. This is someone who complements you and the way you learn, the way you function, all of these different things. That's the truth of what a twin is supposed to be, right? They're supposed to be a divine complement to you and your growth, just like you are a divine complement to theirs. You're meant and designed to enhance each other's growth. Now, what's happened a lot through the past, I want to say at the very least, the past maybe 10 years, um, they began disseminating information, that proverbial they began disseminating information regarding twin flames. They first began with the concept of soulmates in the 70s and 80s, and then about 10 years ago they really began to push the narrative of twin flames and romantic love. Now, because of that, it's really created spaces for false, for these interlopers, these people who don't belong anywhere near you. It's given space for them to be able to try and commandeer your journey, your space. The most horrendous, most toxic people I have ever come across, I don't know if it's just me, but these are people who will incessantly insist that I am their twin and therefore they have some type of ownership over me. Honey, you can't handle me. I'm saying. The fact that you have to try and chase and take ownership tells me you are nowhere near anything that is worthy of me. Just saying. Just saying. And so this is someone who um maybe it began as them assuming that you are twins, right? Creating this story in their head that you guys are twins. And maybe they've tried to convince you, or maybe you've tried to convince them. I don't know, but there's this falsity that's occurring. And it's an attempt to commandeer. You got to stop listening to the demonic thought inception that occurs when they try and convince you that false things are part of your reality. What your reality is composed of is the things that you choose. Amen, River. Amen. That is the truth right there. Every person that I have personally identified as some type of twin for me personally, they have never tried to take ownership of me. They have never tried to force me to agree. They have never tried to force me to see things the way they do. Mm-mm. At all, ever. Ever, 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 ever. It's always the most demonic mofos that are like, Emmy, you have to stop running away from me. No, you have to stop following me. You have to stop chasing me. I'm running away to get away from you. A true counterpart is never going to do that to you. Ever, ever. A true counterpart is a type of connection where if you wanted to explore something else, but they can't follow you there, they would just be like, I hope you have fun. Yeah, they probably might be devastated. They probably want to join you in the space that you're occupying, but until you invite them, they won't. They won't. You know, for a few years I was having a tantrum. That's what Michael said. I was having a tantrum for a few years because I was just livid about the trajectory of my learning. I was livid. And so I was just like, no, I'm not going to cooperate. That's well within my right to choose not to cooperate. And then what ended up happening was um Michael kept pushing the topic, and pushing the topic. It wasn't the person, it was Michael. He kept pushing the topic and pushing the topic. I continued, you know, I continued with my refusal to cooperate to the degree that, a true twin ray, you share one internal auric shield. You, yeah. It's like identical twins in one amniotic sac, and one is trying to eject the other from the sac. It's not going to work. They share the same sac. A twin flame is like a fraternal twin. You each have your own sac, but you share the womb. So a twin ray, I was like, don't look at me. And I put a little partition up because I couldn't kick them out. I put a little partition up, and so they simply just did not look, because actual counterparts respect each other. That's just how it works. So this whole commandeering, you can't allow it. It's someone who's trying to subjugate you. You're not a peasant. Stop it. You're a royal. You've got to behave royally. So this is someone who's trying to spiritual gentrification. Have you ever heard of that concept? I don't think I've heard of that concept before. The idea just popped in my head. This spiritual based gentrification effort where we are being kind of forced, coerced into agreeing to all be the same, be in the same space, have the same beliefs. We all have to be with our twin. It's just like, no, you got to stop. You got to stop. There is something going on, and it's creating an opportunity. For most of us, this is a really good opportunity. For malignant people, this is a very bad opportunity for you, because I promise you, you're going to be discovered. You're going to be called out, and I don't feel bad for you. you have malicious, malignant intentions and behaviors, you suck, bro. You suck. You suck. You know how you stop sucking? Um, go away. That's how. Leave people alone who don't want to be bothered. That's how. Okay? Go where you fit in. And if you don't fit in anywhere, then maybe if you want to fit in, you need to make some adjustments to that malignant behavior, because people are not going to want to be around others who they can feel has some type of evil intention. Unfortunately, all of humanity is going through an awareness expansion cycle, meaning they're becoming much more aware than what we've been at for the past, I don't know, maybe year or two. There was already an awareness expansion cycle that went through. And what's going to happen is people are going to know what you're doing because their intuition is increasing. It's increasing. You're going to feel real stupid when people start calling your ass out. I don't need to be nice to you either. Maybe too many people have been nice to you and let you away with your toxic behavior and you think it's okay. It's not okay. It's not okay. You came to the wrong channel. Because I'm going to call your ass out. My community is going to call you out because we're not taking anymore. Totally serious. We're not taking anymore, not as a community, not as individuals. We're not accepting any more toxic behaviors, any more of that hyperfixation, triangulation, and targeting. No, no more. No more. If you're feeling sensitive and you don't want to be called out, knock your shit off. For real. Knock it off. That's all you got to do. You just got to learn to chill and respect people's boundaries. But if you feel like you can't do that or don't want to do that, oh well. What does oh well mean? It means fuck your feelings. Because you don't give a shit about other people's feelings. Right? That's what it is. It's not matching energies. It's creating boundaries and enforcing it. Because some people who are accustomed to getting their way and intellectualizing their argument of why they should always be allowed to be entitled to get their way, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, that's so like not fair. I don't care. It's not fair what you do. Emmy, that's so petty, teaching people to match toxic energy. No, I'm not teaching people to match toxic energy. I'm reminding people they don't have to keep putting up with that bullshit. Because my community, you don't have to keep putting up with it. You can restrict or completely withhold. You don't have to be accessible to everyone. You just don't. You don't. You don't owe anyone anything. You simply have to exist and try and find a happiness within you as you exist. A feeling that the members of our community are already good people, very helpful. So we don't need to play into other people's games of trying to convince you that if you don't do what they say and if you don't this and that you're a bad person. You know what? They're going to talk shit about you anyways. I've learned this the hard way. I've learned it the easy way. I've gone through the reminders and all of that. And yeah, it's all the same. It's all the same. You can learn it for yourself, which that's a very noble thing to do for yourself. Or you could take my word for it and save yourself the trouble. Both are valid. Both are very valid. Either way, you have to walk your truth. And sometimes the only way to walk your truth is to walk away from the very thing that's trying to convince you of a lie about yourself, right? All right. Compassion for self comes first and foremost. As someone who continuously has compassion for others, I'm here to remind you compassion for self, excuse me, is more important than compassion for others. For people like us, Oftentimes, the things that you experience that are negative, it stems from you having compassion for someone who actually needed you to enforce a boundary. It's improper use of compassion. You have to know that sometimes the most compassionate thing you can do is be very, very rigid with your boundaries, because it helps people to learn causation and effect. It helps them to learn that their behaviors have consequences and that they should behave themselves, especially in your presence. Okay. We are the teachers of others. We teach them how to treat us by what we will accept or not accept. Cosmic connection, getting back on track. So there is that individual who you have a cosmic connection with. The chakras are lighting up. The pathways are being flooded with love frequency. So this is a celestial love. It's a celestial love. It's not a human love. It's not a romantic love. It's something that um, kind of flows through the entirety of who you are, how you are, the depth at which you can love, right? So, oopsie, fire cleanser. There are things that are being cleansed right now. The wound that happened when there was this separation that occurred, that's being cauterized. If you're not aware of if you're not familiar with medical procedures, when you're cutting into an area that's highly vascular, it bleeds a lot, right? uh, Sometimes the most efficient, safest thing to do is to go ahead and use a cutting tool that heats up. It's called a cauterizer. And what it does as it cuts through, because it's hot, not only will it cut through, it will also burn the edges of the blood vessels. And that prevents it from bleeding heavily, right? So that separation wound is being cauterized. You're being you're being pushed through a cycle of correction. Whatever distortion that was created at that initial point of separation within this lifetime, actually within multiple lifetimes, because if this is a twin flame, twin ray reading, this is a cycle that's been occurring for multiple lifetimes, multiple cycles of separation and anxiety, right? Anxiety over that separation, that perceived separation. So now it's being corrected. It needs to be corrected. It totally needs to be corrected. That healing needs to occur already. And I think it is. It's going to. The last three cards is telling me that it's going to. So, in a sense, I think what this card is telling us is that we are just not as aware of the process that we're in. We're not super aware of how important this is for our growth, right? You need to observe more. You need to observe very closely what it is you're being taught by your soul journey, but it's in reverse. Remember the whole commandeering your journey? Let the boat capsize. You know how to swim. What does that mean? Well, it reminds me of this conversation I had with Michael a few years back. And he was talking about Phoenix energy, Phoenix fire. And I forget the full conversation, but at one point he says to me, everyone wants to be a phoenix, but everyone is afraid to burn. I'm not. That's the beauty of a phoenix, that fearlessness, that detachment from ownership. And therefore, because of the detachment, you're not afraid of how intensely your phoenix flame will burn. A phoenix rises from ash. That means utter and complete destruction. It's not just burned, it's utter and complete destruction. To reduce something to ashes is to completely destroy it. A phoenix in all her glory is not afraid of the process and what is lost in that process of returning to her original form. It burns away all the unnecessary. So, yeah, they want to commandeer the ship. Let them, but make sure it capsizes first. I don't know. That logic comes from one of my previous lives where to me, it's just common sense. You never leave any assets behind for your enemy to be able to utilize against you. Like how the US had exited out of certain regions of the Middle East not long ago, maybe a year or 2 years ago. And they left all their assets. Idiots. I'm just saying. I'm going to leave that alone. I'm going to leave that alone. That's what Michael said. You're going to leave that alone. The topic. Let me just leave that alone. So I'm being redirected. You're going to be redirected as well. There's no point in just kind of relinquishing this unnecessary ship that you have to the person who's commandeering it. If you're going to be crying about it, if you're going to be like worrying and all of that, it's kind of like this thing of, I'll give you an example. A couple of years ago, part of the reason why I switched over to YouTube from Facebook was because people were just absolutely losing their shit towards me, because they couldn't stand the fact that people are drawn to me. They didn't like it. They wanted people to be drawn to them. And I mean, you're just boring. I can't lie. Jesus doesn't like liars. You're boring. You're full of caca. That's why people don't like you. Okay. That last part, unnecessary. But yeah, no, they were really upset that I exist. And, it was like trying to create this whole ass drama without me even participating. That was the thing. Like, I'm not even participating in your drama. What are you even talking about? What are you? I didn't make you insecure. You compared yourself to me and gave yourself an insecurity. I'm saying I didn't do anything to you. Trust me, boo. If I wanted to make you insecure, there would be no questions as to how insecure I can make you feel. But I'm not that type of person. So, and what ended up happening, it's like, well, you on Facebook so much, have the whole damn platform. Go on then. Take it. As a matter of fact, let me even bow out. I go somewhere else. And I did. I went to YouTube. And how'd that work out? It didn't. It did for me, not for them. Why? Did I do something? No. I went and I kept living and minding my own business, going through my life, helping people, going through processes to help myself heal. And that's that. They're none of my business at this point. They haven't been my business since I turned around and walked away from that bullshit. So, like I said, someone wants a ship, give them the ship. You got legs, you got wings, you got divinity on your side, baby boo. You can't be stopped. You can't be stopped. And see, people will see that and they'll think that it's an invitation, as though you exist as a challenge for them. Like, if they can do that to you, then they're more powerful than you. But see, what they fail to realize is when you have that mindset, You have to first see me as more powerful than you, more valuable than you, for you to get to that point where you're now challenging me in order to dethrone me from what? My own throne room? Please get the F out of here with that. That's nonsensical. That's nonsensical. So, what am I trying to say? Don't be nonsensical with them. Let them do that all on their own. Who cares if they're tripping off you? As long as your assets are not being tampered with, let them do whatever nonsensical stuff they're going to do without your participation, without your presence. Let them waste their energy and their time. But you focus on you. Okay. The moment they start trying to tamper with your assets, say you have a business and they're trying to tank your business, they're trying to, you got to defend your assets. You got to protect what is rightfully yours, what you have worked so hard to create. You have to protect that. You have to protect yourself. When behaviors get out of hand, you need to make it stop. I'm not talking about vigilante justice, although I do sometimes feel there is a time and a place to let a mofo know. It's less and less these days, but let them do whatever nonsensical stuff they're going to do. You do you, boo. You do you. Okay. You focus on your growth. You focus on your self healing, your self love, self awareness. Focus on you. Speaking of self healing and returning back to the topic, Arcturian activation. So I don't know if you know this, but Arcturians are master healers, right? So this is an encouragement to heal all the way down to your core, not just the surface levels. We're not using healing as an aesthetic. We're actually using it as a modality to heal ourselves, right? You're going to progress through this. You're going to make a breakthrough. And that breakthrough is going to help you to see how upside down you've been in your perception about twins. I again, I maintain that twins are not necessarily supposed to be romantic, and I'm going to keep repeating that ad nauseum until we begin to effectively and efficiently counteract the propaganda that's being spread. Okay. Yes, twins are a real phenomenon. They are. Are they supposed to be your romantic partner? Not always. Are you supposed to be having romantic rendezvous with them? And that's the whole point of having a twin? No, that's not the point of having a twin. Some of y'all will have your romance. Some of y'all will have your intimacy. Not everyone will, though. And not everyone will encounter a twin in this lifetime. So don't make that a goal. Don't make it a goal. For those who are familiar with my, why'd my alarm not go off? 48 minutes. Jesus loves me. Oh, yes, he does. Jesus loves me. My timer has been paused. I was supposed to only be on for 30 minutes. Final card, and that's it. Final card. I'm not even going to shuffle. I'm just going to. All right. That was not nice. That was not nice. All right. Card number 38. The courage of your love. Love is without reason. Rationality is like a cane. Judgment needs a cane because it's blind. When love arrives, thought dies in its shadows. Love is the sunrise. while thought is only a flashing light. I do not bleat at you like a sheep, for to startle you from your slumber, I need to roar like a lion. You must awake, my beloved. There's no time to waste, for the wolves are circling, hungry for sacred flesh. So I shall roar mightily, and although at first you recoil in fear, soon enough you will see the wolves. You become aware and grateful to have been thus awoken. Ah, yes, you remember that you have a precious human life to protect. You fear me no more. You thank me. You jump on my back as if you were a warrior astride a wild mount. You roar then along with me, awaking the others as we cause the ground to rumble, disturbing those even in their deepest slumber. You, like me, are a fierce lion, not a lamb to be led to so many slaughters. The variety of an opportunity for which is available in terrible abundance in our world. There is a Sufi story about a mother with her breast leaking milk. She loses her child, and once she finds him again, instantly lets him suckle for as long as he needs. A Sufi master nearby says to his students, "Do you think she would throw her baby into the fire?" And the students all say, "No, of course not." And the master replies, "Allah loves his children more than she, with enough tenderness to throw them into the fire. So it is with love. At first, as a young heart, you want only comfort for your beloved. You cannot bear the thought of pain within them even for a moment. Your own suffering is easier than bearing the suffering of your beloved. That young heart grows wise through experience. It becomes an elder, an ancient heart tempered by grace and rendered strong with compassion. This is the great heart that can hold the suffering of the world within it and yet still find space for peace, for sweetness, for tenderness, and for rapture. This is a heart that shines with courageous love. It is willing to feel and bear all suffering without judgment, while gently holding it in the truth of what suffering really is, the drying out of the mind addicted to suffering. This drying out is necessary so that love can ignite itself and transform dead wood into living fire. The drying out is a challenging and enduring process. So when you think of the drying out, what are you waterlogged with? Those toxic beliefs, those unfair, unrealistic expectations that have been programmed into you by other people's perceptions of distorted esoterica. They've been lying this entire time, not even realizing it. And you have been absolutely lapping it up. Why? Why? Because you are thirsty for truth. Because you live in a world constructed from lies, from deception, and you are aware to varying degrees of how deceived all of us have been. So now is a process of you drying out, allowing all of that toxicity that has been infused into you through programs, allowing it to evaporate. The path of freeing the heart from the effects of a fearful mind is an initiation into great power. So many lapses will happen before the heart grows strong enough to overpower old patterns and surrender without condition or avocation. When it's ready to surrender in such a way, the heart is free and allowed to simply be. Even the mind, then, finally freed from shackles and joyfully submitting to love, declares, "Let love be in whatever way it shall be. I can bear it. I shall take refuge in it. I shall not turn away from it. I am that love." And it goes back to the cards from the very beginning where um, Hold on. Remember, they're aware that you don't want a romantic love, that there's this very high potentiality that you don't want anything romantic, and they're willing to bear with it, right? But when you turn the cards right side up, because they're upside down over you, they're head over heels over you. Um, the truth is that that's what they want from you. That was rude. That was rude. That's what they want from you. But they're not trying to force that on you because they have integrity. They have respect for you. I can't stand people who are disrespectful. I can't stand it. I mean, you could be disrespectful if you want, but I'm not going to tolerate it. I'm not going to sit there and just keep listening to you. That's what you thought? No, no. I'll just look around like, who are you talking to? And it ain't me. All right, gotta go. So, with those cards, let love be in whatever way it shall be. I can bear it. I shall take refuge in it. I shall not turn away from it. I am that love. You are an ancient one with a heart older than the mountains. You are being asked to free yourself from the too small loves of the youthful heart and come to understand and accept the wisdom of your mature heart. Your mature heart is not cursed with hardness or detachment, but with compassion and tenacious devotion to the cause that is most real and matters most, the quest for life of the human soul. Your ancient heart loves the soul and will roar like the lion of love at the wolves that would casually devour it. So trust in the courage of your heart. You are not cruel. There's something just popped in my head. So wolves are known for their stamina. They can, chase down their prey for days at a time. They'll keep going. They will keep going. They have stamina, but they don't necessarily have the kind of power to take down their prey, if it's a large prey, alone. They need others to join them in what they're doing. Now, the lion can definitely do it all by itself, but it can only do it in short bursts, and it needs um, considerable intervals between the bursts in order to recuperate. If you are, in fact, the lion, you can't shame yourself for existing as lions do, where your work within yourself and in your environment comes in short bursts, and long periods of just being in a lull are necessary. You need to accept this about yourself. You can't just constantly be go, go, go. You can, but what will you accomplish? Right? So, trust in the courage of your heart. You are not cruel. You are not hard. You are not careless. You are passion personified. You are the lion of love. So allow yourself to be the lion, not the lamb. Stand true in your own heart. Cause trouble, make noise, be proud, and be mighty. Then rest. After all that savage divinity, rest and restore, for day after day you shall claim your holy lands and refuse to give them up to less noble creatures. Though you survey their manipulations and attempts to claim power with compassion, you do not underestimate them or relax your vigilance. You shall not allow for even a moment that falsehood to be accepted as truth in your heart. Never believe the words of a liar, even when the words are coated in sugar. Never believe the words of a liar. This oracle comes with particular guidance for you. You are not to give in to less than you are worth, or to the shaming stories of others who, what? You are not to give in to less than you are worth, or to the shaming stories of others of our culture that would cast your regal lion nature into the falsehood of beliefs that you have no choice or power. You always do. You always have options. Might not be the options you want, might not be options you're comfortable with, but you always have options. You are not to give in to the idea that you are victim and cannot free yourself from your suffering, or that you are less than any other. These are lies. These are petty deceptions so unworthy of you. Do not believe them. Excuse me. Roar at them until the weak glue holding them together melts under the fire of your holy breath, and they lie dismembered and powerless at your feet. Then intend that those bits and pieces in decay are lovingly returned to the earth mother, through whom they can be used to fertilize new life. Because they're caca. What? They're fertilizer, they're caca. Eventually, they get heated enough by creation itself, and then they become useful once again as fertilizer. But they begin as caca. This oracle comes with another message for you. You have a challenge before you, or that you are now moving through, but you have what is necessary to succeed and overcome it. No matter how long it has endured or how big you've built this challenge up to be in your mind, no matter how unsolvable the issue appears to be, there is and shall be a victory beyond it, and it is imminent. This oracle has come to you to let you know you are empowered to succeed. You have what is required within to do it, and that the time for your victory is drawing near. So do not give up. Instead, do a sacred honoring ritual as needed, and when you feel so inclined, open your mouth and roar love from the very depths of your being. Create a sound of truth for yourself. In that sound, you will hear the mightiest one of all roaring along with you, saying, "Yes, love, I am with you." And together we claim divine victory. So we roar. How we roar. Use your voice responsibly. Sometimes you need to roar, other times you need to purr. Begin to learn the difference of when those times are. Okay? Begin to learn the difference. Notice that when a lion is doing the most profound things for itself, not rejuvenating itself, not resting, when it's doing things for its survival, to help it thrive, it has no concern about others. It has no concern with how others who are simply observing it are going to receive it. It's focused on what it needs to do. And then it goes and does it. If you really want to claim to be a lion, you got to focus on what you need to do. Make a decision. And then go after it until it's yours. You know, when lions hunt, they don't just start running towards a herd of animals, a herd of herbivores. They don't pick one. They pick a specific one, and that's the one they go after. So make a decision, stick with it, and go after it until it's yours. If you're a lion, that's what you do. But if you're merely a sheep wearing a lion's costume, you should probably take that off before you get yourself into some situation you can't get yourself out of. Because although lions are capable of feeling fear, that fear is never allowed to stop the lion from what it does, which is what? Being a lion. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's reading. I'm going to get going. If you could please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Join me when I'm live, and I'll see you guys again very soon. Bye, everyone.